Astral Podcast, episode 141, Year in Review. As you can see, it's me, Edward. For those who can see me, those listening to the podcast, who are you? This is for the benefit of the people on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Gwydion's Astral Coffee House. Just search for that and subscribe. And for you, you're already here. So, yeah. Gwydion is currently being punished for taking over BT Gwydion's division of chicken philosophy, namely Tellier Desjardins, and B, using one too many sexual innuendos while reading the theology of a Jesuit priest. Most needs explanation is the retention of the word milieu. See what I did there? As I know from having come across them all, who nevertheless feel it deep within them. He will penetrate it. Now, should the fact arouse concern, race impregnates the whole atmosphere of my book. That must be why the pages stick together. Yeah, I posted that as a short on chicken philosophy, and it started to, shorts, YouTube just shows them to people, and with Tellier Desjardins, people who are interested and have a history of watching Tellier Desjardins tend to be like religious Catholics of one degree or another. So it just immediately started getting thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. It was titled Tellier Desjardins. There was a picture of the divine milieu, and then Gwydion pops up spouting his mouth off like that. But the full half hour, those are all the innuendos in the half hour. The whole half hour is here. If you want to watch that instead of this. I don't know. It could use some love. It's only got 2 views so far. I know everybody's busy with the holidays and all that, so it's still the holiday season, in my opinion. It's December 30th. And so I'm wearing, these kind of Christmassy, right? Still Christmas in my office. Not so much in the hallway, but sometimes I put on the Christmas music out there. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. We had a little group of 4 people, and did presents and all that, and it was fun. Wished happy birthday to a stuffed tiger that was a present I gave Piu on our first Christmas together. And so for this episode, now, years in review, whenever you see year in review on wherever, YouTube, it's often like geopolitics or maybe like movies or TV shows. But rather than that, I'm going to do a year in review of something I am uniquely qualified to talk about, namely me. And since when I originally thought about doing this, I was like, okay, well, what would I talk about? And I was like, just a little hamster, a little wheel going round and round in here. So I thought what I would do is do it by looking at my own Instagram posts from the beginning of 2023 until whatever the last post I made was. So we'll see how it goes. So here's the first post. If Editor Edward did his job, then you should see that somewhere here. There's more room down here, almost. Down here, right? That's where you see it. And obviously, this is when I received my copies of the Multiverse Cartographer, which are here, by Edward Reeb and Joseph Zabinski. Completing the trilogy, the mouse books. Here's Smaller Mouse, Oh no, that's more multiverse. Here's smaller mouse right here, and the small gray mouse is somewhere. But with a capital B, since I have a captive audience, if you put together smaller mouse, which is great. I mean, small gray mouse, which is great. Smaller mouse, which is arguably even better. And the multiverse cartographer, which is great if you've read the mouse books. If you haven't read the mouse books, then multiverse cartographer will leave you going, what? So what I did was I took the 2 mouse books and the multiverse cartographer and added a bunch of stuff, including outtakes from the mouse books or from the story, the Interdimensional Coffee House and the New World Empire. And I combined it all together, edited it real nice, and put it together into the New World Empire and the Interdimensional Coffee House. A nice, solid brick of a book with a lot of full-color illustrations. And if you would like to get yourself a copy, the quickest, easiest way would be to go to edwardreeb.com, and you'll see an image of this book at the top of that website. Just click it, and it's yours. I mean, it's not free, but you know. And yeah, again, full color illustrations. The price on there is the lowest I could possibly make it. The lowest that Kindle would allow me to make it. See, that's my dad. There's some personal stories, and then a lot of fiction stories. But obviously, the fiction has personal elements to it as well. So you got Mickey. Anyway, enough about that. All right, so that's the first post. I received my copies of Multiverse Cartographer on January 2nd, 2023. Next, bing! Apparently, I went to... Oh yeah, you can see the soft toy version of the Squid Game's staff in the background as my chess opponent. And then, of course, there in the foreground is this flag, which, for those who don't know, this is the flag of Tibet, and you will not find it among the flag emojis because China took over, and so the only flag you see in Tibet these days is the red one with the sickle and the hammer in the corner. Now, I have nothing against red flags with sickles and hammers, but I don't know. I would like to see that flag flown in Tibet again. And apparently, I'm one of a very few people. It used to be, when I was growing up, there were a lot of people that were like, free Tibet. It was a thing back then. And now it's like, free Tibet, and then crickets. And then someone says, he made that child suck on his tongue. And then everybody goes about their business. But anyway, so, but I'm a little unusual. The back of the phone that is currently filming, this is like kind of meta. So you're looking at me, and the lens that you're looking at the phone from, on the back of that phone, where I'm pointing right now, is, that's what that is. It's the back of the phone that's filming me right now. Okay, next. So when was this? This was January 9th, 2023. I had gone to Majnu Katila, the Tibetan colony in North Delhi, India. For those who don't know, that's where I live, India. I'm not in Delhi anymore, I'm in Goa. But we'll get to that as we go through this log. Next. Oh, there's PUNI. That's cute. From the looks of it, I'd say that's like in our place where we were staying. We were indoors. And something made us take a selfie. All right. January 12th. Cool. My hair was still long. Next. All right. We got a video. Let it play out. So yeah, that video. Why are you? Oh, because this is where the internet's coming from. Is the thing in my hand. The hotspot. That because in South Goa, we're in like rural, villagey South Goa where there's no Wi-Fi, so we're using this phone's data for all our internet needs. So yeah, kind of last minute, I was like, oh shit. Piu did like a really big birthday thing for me. She did a Tron themed birthday for me in the previous year in 2022. Everything was Tron. The cake was Tron. Like everything was blue. There was Tron playing on the TV, and so like the day or 2 days before her birthday, I was like, I gotta do something better than just get a cake, and. So yeah, so I got that particular cake with the help of Navi. She picked it up and brought it over and set up, blew up the candles, and Piu clearly liked it. And after that video, there's us, that's Maha, that's Navi's brother. He's a good guy. He was a big help when I was trying to get my driver's license later in the year. There's Piu with a birthday hat, that's fun. There's me with the birthday hat and my paisley shirt, and Piu there. And sorry, I'm going to be having to do this now and then on account of the internet, the aforementioned internet issue. So there's cups and Ghost from Bindu, one of Piu's best friends. It has our names on the cups, and there's Navi putting a crown on Piu, and there's the cake, and that's it for that post. So that was January 21st. That's her birthday. Okay. Next, we have chai and river, which I know, without having to investigate or read the caption, that is in Rishikesh. We made a little trip up to Rishikesh, January 26th. We were doing a whole bunch of stuff related, I think, to my OCI, my outside citizen of India. It's like a passport for foreigners who live in India, or for Indian folks who have become citizens of other countries. Then they can't retain their Indian citizenship, so instead they go to the OCI. So in those two situations, me being married to Piu and living in India means I qualify to be OCI, which is like great. That means I don't have to renew my visa every year. So after all that was done and all our meetings were done and it was just a matter of waiting for it to arrive, we went to Rishikesh. And there's the Ganga, or Ganges, if you will, if you're into it. And me having a cup of chai in front of the Ganges, which reminds me, I've got a cup of coffee right here. Cheers. And there's the bridge. That's Ram Jula, I think. There's Lakshmi Jula and Ram Jula. Lakshmi Jula was closed at the time. Maybe that's Lakshmi Jula. Yeah, I think that's Lakshmi Jula, the one that was closed, under construction. And then there's some samosas and peppers. I don't do those peppers. I used to, but then the doctor told me to stop. That's enough information about that. Okay, so that was January 26th. How you liking this year in review so far? Are you still watching? Who's still watching? If you're still watching, give me a little comment I'm curious. And next, there's more Ganga. So this was January 26th, posted on the same day, but I think the images were from the next day. So there's two cows, one licking the other, in front of a very hardcore Hindu. I'm sure there's as much complexity in Hinduism, if not more, than there is in like Protestantism. Like if someone was like, "Oh, that's a Protestant church." Oh, really? Which one? The First Adventist, Second, Third Council of 1812. Whatever. So yeah, there's probably something specific about this with the folks in the orange robes, but in my ignorance, it strikes me as being a hardcore Hindu temple. There's another orange flag. Orange is big here. It's one of the two colors on the Indian flag. The other one being green for Islam. On the flag, designed by Gandhi. Anyway, then we have a tree. Oh yeah, it's like a tree. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but I liked it, so I decided to take a picture of it, or a video. And then there's the Ganga down low, up close. Real nice. Real nice. And there's a lady making an offering of a candle and bowing upstream while the candle floats downstream. Not 100% sure what's going on there, but I've got a statue of the goddess Ganga over there. And I've got a bottle of Ganga water from this trip. When it started to run low, I filled it up with tap water. So it's Ganga water mixed with tap water, which according to holy water rules, if you get some holy water and you start to run low, you just fill it up with tap water and it'll work perfectly well against vampires because that's how it works, right? Right. Yes. Okay, next is January 29th, still in Rishikesh. A nice picture of us, I'd say. Although I could stand to lose a couple of kg, I think, in my opinion. I still could. I know. I'll work on that this coming year. There's Lakshmi with Rama? Somebody, yeah. That's on the other side. So there's two sides to the river. One is generally the more like religious Hindu side, but there is like a touristy one line of it, or kind of a road. And then on the other side is kind of where more of the hotels and shops are. So when we go, we of course go to the one with fewer hotels and shops, because there are a few hotels there, and it's just, we prefer it. Now we've got, that must be Vishnu because of the snakes. And if that's Vishnu, then that must be Lakshmi, I assume. And there's the view at night from our hotel room in the second place we stayed, I think. I think there was something funky about the first place we stayed, and we decided to move. Like it smelled weird or something. So that was a nice place. Oh, All Roads Lead Home with the Heath Ledger Joker. That's fun. Not sure what it means, but I decided to take a picture of it. Oh, and this is where, we took a boat, a little motorized boat across the river to the other side that day, and that's why there were pictures of the statues that were on the other side. So the picture taken at night was from our hotel on that side, and the picture of the statues were from after we took that boat to the other side. Makes sense, right? Okay, so that was January 29th. Moving along. Notice whenever like something happens, there's like a lot of pictures. So like the next one, it jumps almost a month to February 24th. What happened between January and February? What happened between January 29th and February 24th? I don't know. I'll bet there's a bunch of Buddhist books episodes though. And silly stuff like that. So this is a church, clearly. And that means it's Goa, basically, because we didn't go to Kerala this year. And, all right, there's the bell. It zooms in. And then my de Deus church, so I assume that's My of God, or May of God, or I don't know. Something like that. Saligao, which is like a city in Goa. Goa's a state. No videography inside of the church compound. So, hence, you're seeing it from outside the fence. Okay, so that's February 24th. Moving right along. February 27th, that's fun. We're still in Goa. There's like an old-timey looking 7-Up bottle that I'm holding next to who I assume is Radha and Krishna, although it might be... No, that's two ladies. I don't know who they are. But they're blue, so I assume they're goddesses and maybe sisters. All right. Next, we jump a week or so to March 3rd, and there I am simulating fellatio on a Coke bottle, I think, while Piyu is posing very nicely. I'm posing not nicely at all. So, yeah, it happens sometimes. She puts up with me. Thank goodness. Anyway, all right, next is March 13th. There's the day! That's the day I got my OCI! Woo! And I was going to go to the India Gate that looks like l'Arc de Triomphe and take a picture like this, but I decided to be lazy and just go up to the roof of the building where we lived at the time in Sant Nagar, east of Kailash, New Delhi, and with the view of the buildings in New Delhi in the background to take a picture of my Overseas Citizen of India card. So that was a big day, a red letter day, in March 13th, 2023. Next, March 15th, 2 days later. Are we back in Goa? Yes. So, okay, there's a nice... oh, yeah, we were staying at the place we call Mishmash, but it's actually Mishmar. Here in Majorda, not too far from where I am. In fact, yeah, whenever I ride my bike, I either ride west to the beach and the Good Chemist, which is what they call pharmacies here. It's very sweet. Or south to the grocery store called Oscar. But if you drew like a rectangle with those two lines being two of the sides of the rectangle, then the fourth point opposite to where I'm sitting right now would be very close to where this picture was taken. Anyway. Okay, next we've got some cows. Now this was an interesting moment because we were interested in a particular place in Majorda, but we wanted to see what it was like to walk there, and it was evening. So we walked, and Google Maps had us walk on this particular narrow, like, road, and there were these cows. So I stopped to take a video of these cows, and then like 6 or 7 dogs came up and were very hostilely, like, you know, they were like territorial or whatever. They didn't like that we were there, that we were strangers, and they were angry about it. And so that was the moment that we came to realize the dog problem here. And that was March 15th, Ides of March. And then we finished walking and we got to where our place was going to be, it was nighttime, and there were a lot of dogs there too. So we didn't actually walk up to it. And that's where I am now, is that very place. All right. So here's a nice blue building there on that same street that Mishmash is on. Now everybody was saying, oh, well, you want to stay on this side of town where the restaurants are. You know, it's like a very nice part of town, and it's closer to the beach, and we were like, no, we want to be on the other side of the tracks where nobody recommends living, where there's nothing but dogs and like school children on their way to Catholic church and no tourists. So that's what we did. It's a choice we made for now. Next. Oh yeah, I was on this kick where I liked the aesthetic of the red Coca-Cola ads next to the green nature. I did eventually kind of get over that, or at least I stopped taking variations of that same picture. Next, March 19th, 1001 more computer-generated sonnets. So when ChatGPT got all big, I decided to put out a sequel. This is Sonnet 1 here. That's the original. And I decided to put out 1001 more computer-generated sonnets. It's right here. It's just like the title says. It's 1001 more computer-generated sonnets. If you're not familiar with Sonnet 1, I wholeheartedly recommend. It's me dressed up as a Tron character reciting certain sonnets that are generated by a GW Basic program. It's like 1980s level programming technology, so it's not AI by any stretch of the imagination. It's just basically breaking down sentences as like mathematical formulae and randomly putting in words so that they are technically grammatically correct sentences and they rhyme. But that's it. Other than that, it's basically gibberish, but it's fun. Often fun gibberish. And then March 24th must be the day I cut my hair. Clearly. Yes, the before and the after. And I went for the same exact facial expression. I think I did a pretty good job with that. All right, next March 29th, Jerome, the quarter, the dice, and the dice 2. I don't know why. Yeah, I think I was very proud of this, of my artistic rendering of this. Now, just so you know, in the New World Empire universe, rather in the interdimensional coffee house universe, the islands aren't this close together. This is an artistic representation of the interdimensional coffee house. The islands are much further apart than this. But so you can get a feeling for there being a lot of them. I put them all near each other like this in this particular colored pencil drawing with a negative image. So, yeah, if you're curious about this, then I recommend the Multiverse Cartographer playlist. All right, next. Oh, when was that? Yeah, March 29th. So now we're in April 3rd, and we're leaving Goa. That's the Goa airport. Yeah, that's... People were like, oh, give them... I don't know. People thought that they were real people, and it was like, no, they're statues. Then, May 2nd in Darjeeling. I hope I have enough cards to continually point northeast 2. If you haven't seen that, it's better than this. Mark that, bookmark it, or whatever. It's worth seeing. It's all these images and more. Okay, Darjeeling. Yes, it's very nice. Flags. And there's the Lord Buddha, as in Siddhartha Gautama. Chenrezig, or Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva who is prominent in Mahayana. And then, of course, Padmasambhava, who was a Vajrayana monk who went to Tibet. So you got kind of representatives of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. All right, more flags. The stupa. I've seen, like, a lot of these are in that video I pointed to. So there's a Ganesh temple. So this was May 2nd. Moving on to May 6th. And here we are in Lapsa Chorten. This is apparently a big deal for the Dzogchen folks, which, of course, apparently is very popular these days. And because I have been into Buddhism, and specifically Tibetan Buddhism, for all my life, people often assume that I know what Dzogchen is, or that I would be interested in it. And I'm not interested in it. It's just that I spent my whole life focused on kind of a New Age interpretation of Vajrayana and a little bit of Mahayana, and I never really dove into Theravada. So I am choosing at this stage in my life, at 45, to focus 99% on Theravada for like years, and then focus on Mahayana for years, and slowly read the sutras and slowly read the scriptures of Theravada. And then when I'm old and gray, I will get around to Dzogchen. And again, that doesn't mean I'm not interested in it. It sounds interesting. It's just that it's coming later for me. And that's fine for me, because I've already internalized a lot of the teachings of Buddhism. So I'm not impatient to get to it. You catch my drift? Silly lightning pad, folks. No. I'm just playing. All right, there's Ryan. Hope he's doing well. Hi, Ryan. None of that was in reference to you, by the way. I'm sure you're not watching this anyway, but if you are, cheers. Happy New Year. This was beautiful, this temple. So it's Dzogchen is basically the Longchenpa is a statue that I've got over there. I mean, a person from the 1400s or 14th century, one of those. And he was in the Nyingma lineage of Tibetan Buddhism, which means old school. So he wasn't one of these yellow hat wearing, red hat wearing, monastic order of Tibet types. He was from the lineage that was initiated by Padmasambhava when he went there. And but that lineage developed over time, and basically one aspect of it formed into what we call Dzogchen, and Longchenpa is a notable scholar monk from the 14th century who compiled a lot of, like 600 years of their teachings up till that time. And here it is today. So a lot of these images from this are like their recent cult leader, I say affectionately, I assume he was a good guy, passed away recently, so I think his ashes are there, and they're praying for a rapid reincarnation for him. Moving along to May 21st, there's me and my traveling companions for that trip up to the northeast. The previous year I had gone to both of these places, Darjeeling and Sikkim, with Piyu. So I was the tour guide, believe it or not. There's Ryan and Sanat. Sanat is American, his folks are Indian, and he lives in Tokyo. So we're a bunch of weirdos. Ryan is also from California and Hawaii and lives in South Korea. And I, of course, am from California and I live here in India. So we're three different types of a similar type of person, you might say. All right, next. June 5th, apparently I received Tears of the Kingdom in the mail. I'm still playing that, haven't finished it. My jump button is like not working very well. Like 1 out of 4 times that I push jump, it jumps. And so obviously that discourages my playing. I might have to get a new controller for the Switch. So next, June 7th, I think we're halfway through the year now. I got a silly beer and posed in front of... Oh, is everything already... Oh yeah, oh my gosh, we're already here. So, okay, so what happened was when I went to Darjeeling and Sikkim, just by virtue of how everything worked out, Ryan was coming to India at a particular time. We were working out our shifting from Delhi to Goa at a particular time, and it all lined up that the same week that we were going to be moving, that the trucks were going to be dropping off our furniture here, was the same week that I was going to be in the Northeast with Ryan and Sanat. So I was just a spoiled ass, just walking around, looking at temples, meditating, buying souvenirs, while Piyu and Navi were directing, here sweating without AC, directing everything to be placed where it was placed, including this thing that's behind me. So that was this place. So now, at this point in the story, June 6th and June 7th, the walls are pink behind me because they're pink here where I am. Just a little bit of a... See? That pink. Same pink. So yeah, the second half of 2023... This was my HQ, this office. All right, and that was, we went through a phase of wanting to try every beer, because like in the rest of India, liquor and beer, you can get it, but you have to like go to the back of a mall that's like 2 kilometers away, and it's across from the police station, so the police can keep an eye on the place where they sell the alcohol, and there's like, it's a whole thing. Where in Goa, there's like you fall over a liquor store anytime you like go anywhere. And so we wanted to try all the beers that were available at Oscar, the local grocery store here. And we did. We had 1 beer per night for like 3 weeks or something. Next, June 11th, went to the beach apparently. Kalangut. Oh, we went and stayed in Little India in North Goa. We do that sometimes, just to kind of have room service and visit the room we stayed in when we first came to Goa 3 years ago? Gosh. Well, yeah, it's going to be 3 years pretty soon because it was 2020. No, it was 3 years ago. It was over 3 years ago. My God. Time flies. There's Piu splashing around, having fun. And sitting at a table in the like restaurant there at the hotel. Standing on the beach, and there's us together. Piu with her sunglasses and our food. Oh, I love those yellow sweet buns. My God. All right. Next. June 14th, still playing around with that reverse, the negative image of the colored pencil thing. Just making some art, it says. It's an open road. Fantasizing about when I eventually get a driver's license and a car. I think. Kind of. Oh, here, this is fun. Oh, YouTube algorithm, you know me so well. Yeah. So it's Guru Rinpoche and Daddy, would you like some sausage? All right. Next. The Tipitaka Rogues Gallery. Now I know that I've used more than 5. So if I point here, definitely nothing's going to pop up. But if I was counting wrong, and I hadn't previously used more than 5, then something did pop up, and that's the Tipitaka Rogues Gallery, which is fun. It's all the bad monks and nuns that we've been reading about in the Tipitaka. Alright, I'll hurry it up. My phone telling me it's got 20% left. Then, on July 5th, we went out for sushi, yakizushi. Image 1, image 2, art on the wall. Image 3, the internet's not working. Okay, sushi, there's the sushi. It wasn't that good. It was like a C-, D+. It looks good, you know, but it was just okay. Even though it had Kikkoman, the good soy sauce. It was just nice. I'd been seeing this sushi place on the side of the road for years, and and it was raining, so it was nice time. So I finally insisted that we go to that sushi place, and we did, and it was fine. It was fine, but it wasn't my favorite sushi that I've had. In Delhi, they've got a bunch of different sushi places, and some of them are like so good. And next, on July 6th, we've got a fallen palm tree and sort of muddy-looking stream. And there's Piu. That's a fun shot. Piu running in the rain with her umbrella. Alright. Okay. And there's a tree that looks submerged, but probably it's just the time of year, you know, like today if we went it'd all be dry brush, where then it was like submerged. Yeah, in the rainy seasons, everything is like water and green like this, and now it's like less so. It's okay. It'll come back around in June. Okay, next we've got the Haunted House, July 13th, De Mello Haunted House in Santermo Raya. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And I did make a video about this. The Ape Gang. I don't know what that is a reference to. So it's an old house. These two brothers had a fight. The house ended up in the hands of nobody and sort of abandoned. And then there were rumors about it being, see, there's me in the haunted house. I didn't get any, like, feeling that it was haunted, but people say it's haunted. Whatever, you know. Kids go there and drink beer and whatnot. Next, we have the first of the moth series. So that was July 15th. A nice looking moth, if I do say so myself. And then another one. Oh, yeah, we had multiple moths. Oh, because it's the rainy season, so we had like a plethora of moths. Wow, number 4. And yeah, and then there he is flapping his wings around, flying around. Like a space cadet. Is that PC? Of course it's PC. The thing I was going to say, spaz. Not very PC. Alright, next, July 17th, a rocky beach somewhere. Nice. Oh, okay, so this is... Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where this is, but I think it's in North Goa. Oh, wow, this was then? Wow.
Okay.
It seems like this was more than a year ago, but this was less than 6 months ago. I remember this, but it's like a memory that's out of order in my brain. There's PU. I think I don't know what I was doing that made her... It's a funny shot. All right, July 20th. Yeah, it's a nice shot of some waters above and waters below. And there's a little video of the rain with the umbrella up overhead. Oh, okay, yeah, the watch out for crocodiles sign. And here's another shot. Yeah, I knew it was going to end with the... Yeah, don't risk your life. All right, now here we are in Starbucks. I think this is Goa Starbucks. Egbert. So they always... Not always. Sometimes people know how to spell Edward, but other times they do their best. And it's always fun. July 26th. True secular attempt to break... Oh, shit. What was it? True secular attempt... Okay, Alma Kuris. Kuris means cross. Mother cross. To break the then trend of mischief. I think this is a bus stop, a bus stand, a place for people to park their cars and catch the bus. The then trend of mischief perpetuated in that day, something like that. So I don't know. Mischief would happen. People, who knows? They were doing drugs or messing with people's cars, and so somebody decided to put a bunch of money into building this like holy parking lot bus stop. I shit you not. That's what you're looking at here. Alma Kuris, the parking lot for the bus stop. Because of mischief perpetuated in the past. It's Goa. It's different. It's a little different. Not quite the same as the rest of India. Not quite the same as the rest of the world either. Next, South Goa Zilla. Okay, so it's like, yeah, more about the inauguration of the bus stop. Who blessed it? I think who paid for it? All right, next, July 27th. Yeah, we were going around taking a lot of pictures and videos when we always love the rain. That's kind of the number one thing we like about Goa is those 3 months where it just rains continuously for 3 months. It's great. I think rather than... Oh, you know what I can do? I can plug the phone in. Oh, this one has a horse. While you're checking out the horse, I'm going to plug the phone into the power bank. Because I don't want to be like Russian. No, I mean, I don't want to be rushing this. Ta-da! Now I'm not right on the edge of the battery running out anymore. Gotta keep the red book in the shot. Alright, he's had enough of this horse. Me too. Is there still room to see it down there? Next, oh yeah, Elijah Vandal. So Paul Rubens played Penguin's dad twice. Once in the Tim Burton 1991, I think it was, and once in the show called Gotham. Here, I'll let this play out for a second.
You're Gertrude's son?
Yes.
She never told me
Told you what?
that I had a son.
That's my great-grandfather, Manfred. He started a small tailor shop in Gotham many, many years ago. My mother held me close to her. She felt a need to protect me from the temptations of the city.
My father was never physically ill. He only suffered a deep melancholy. I feel for you, and I beg of you, my son, never give in to the pain as he did. You are loved, and you are not alone. And the sun will come up tomorrow.
You have demons?
Sadly, I do. You too, I fear.
There's so much I haven't told you.
I forgive you for all your past transgressions. My son told me about his past. You just didn't tell me how famous he was. You're too modest, son.
Yeah. Paul Rubens, man. Since there had been 100 million people posting about Pee Wee Herman and how much they'll miss Pee Wee Herman, I thought I should be the lone voice to represent Elijah Van Dahl, father of the Penguin, in the series Gotham, which he nailed. Alright, next, August 6th, some flowers and shit. Next, August 7th, same day, a nice shot of a view of some greenery and gray. I like green and gray. Gray sky and green ground. I dig it. Here it is with trees and a sun. I think we stopped to get tea. Oh, so nice. Next, breezy on the leavesies. Rain on the puddle with birds in the background. And finally, a long sweeping shot of green and brown and back to green. Cool. Yeah, it's all good stuff. I dig it. Oh, Mannequin Recycling, August 8th. Oh, Ryan's birthday. If you're watching, happy birthday. Yeah, that's fun. My new Superman notebook. Here, I'll let it play out. Iron Man twist at the end of the Superman post. Alright, not much to say about that one. I don't think I've written in that yet. I have to admit. So this is, I'm wearing a Raksha. Is that like the demon brother of somebody? I hope not. Rakshi? Well, anyway, it's a bracelet that like best friends give each other. And like you don't want the girl you like to put one on you because that means she's brother zoned you. Anyway, but that was from an old college friend of PU. Sent that from somewhere to here, and I wore it, put it on. Nice stuff. Okay, now we have more green and gray and blue and sun. Good stuff. My grandpa took so many pictures of nature, and there's a peacock. And like my mom and I used to complain because when we would go through his old photos, all we wanted were pictures of him when he was younger. We were just searching through these hundreds and hundreds of nature photos that he took back in the 20s and 30s. I'm like, damn it, Grandpa, why'd you take so many pictures of rocks and trees and not so many of yourself? And here we are zooming down a street somewhere. That's fun. So that's September 6th. We're coming toward the end of the year, so hang in there, guys. Oh, yeah. This is right down the street from here. Developers be warned. No mega projects permitted here. Plots for villagers only. All right, so that was September 12th. That sign is currently decorated by Christmas lights, if you're wondering. Then September 15th, we've got Guru Krupa, the truck. I like trucks. I like Indian trucks so much that Pio got me this truck. Because I'm always taking pictures of where it says blow OK horn on the back of trucks. They're just very brightly colored, very whimsical. And The headlights and taillights are often many colors that would be illegal in U.S. There's some green and water and sky. Oh, we were walking. We were walking somewhere. We were staying somewhere and walking. Oh, yeah, Candlein. Okay, we were staying at an Airbnb in North Goa, and I just took some highlight images and a video of the waves. Can't have too many videos of waves, or can you? If you can, I'm sure I've gone past the limit already because I post that a lot. Here's Starbucks and U Hotel, just to let my friends back in the States know that I'm not in a total jungle. There is a Starbucks. And then this lovely picture where you have the Cross and Vixen, or what is that? Minx. A store called Minx where they sell clothes and scantily clad mannequins right next to an old style Catholic cross. And the construction on the what they call the first floor, what we call the second story, being held up by sticks and a palm tree just to top it all off. I like this picture. I was like, wait, stop the car. Gotta snap a picture of this. Why? The whole thing, the whole picture. I can't explain it. It's just perfect. Next, September 17th, we were staying, I think this was when we were staying in Fontainehuis, leading up to my birthday. Maybe, or maybe not. That's like the fancy part of downtown. I mean, the capital. Okay, no. We weren't there yet. We were driving around, and I was taking pictures of bridges and temples and the usual obligatory video of the sea. This was September 17th. The very next day, somehow George Michael became a standard in Christmas music lists. Okay, now we're in Fontainehuis, Panjim, Goa. There's my tea or coffee. There's a Mountain Dew ad just to mix it up. Not always Coke ads. So this is what Fontainehuis looks like, is this street and this architecture. There's a whole history there, but I won't bore you. And there's the rice I had on the first day. Fon Cuck. I like the name of that bakery. That's the bakery where I got my birthday hat, which is over there. There was a whole drama regarding my birthday hat. Anyway, Fon Cuck, it sounds like fun cock, or it's got the word cuck in it. However you slice it, it's a funny name, so I enjoyed the name. And then this is the Hindu temple up on the hill in Fontainehuis. September 20th, more of Fontainehuis. Very nice shot there, walking around. We did a lot of walking around in Fontainehuis. I think we were up to 6 kilometers per day walking. Now we're down to this many. Wanderlust. I had a German friend who was like, everybody uses our word wanderlust. Like, honestly, nobody even thinks about the fact that it's a German word. It's become an English word. So there you go. It happens. English takes words that it likes from other languages, like banana and jungly and a lot of other words. Juggernaut and pundit. Although those last 3 I mentioned are all from Hindi. Fontainehuis, the church in the middle of town, if you will. Sorry, I keep having to do this to get the internet near the window. How much is that internet in the window? Ruff, ruff. All right, some archways I liked. Oh, and this fun stairway. And then to zoom in on the lady that's there. From darkness lead me unto the light. I added the unto. Next, September 20th, there I am with angel wings looking like a robot android thing. Next, People are of two types. They are either your brothers in faith or your equals in humanity. From Ali ibn Abi Talib. Just a reminder that if you think that Muslims are not your brothers in humanity, there's a Muslim named Ali ibn Abi Talib who is better than you. Just a reminder. It's a fact. Just putting it out there. It's not my opinion. It's an objective fact. Next, on that same post, this is September 22nd. We missed my birthday. We skipped over it. There was no birthday post. I spent my birthday not on Instagram. That's good. Good work, Edward. So there's the river that separates Fontainehuis from not Fontainehuis. And there's a dock of some kind. There's a crow. There's a statue in not Fontainehuis across the river from Fontainehuis. And a bull, I assume? Nut in dry fruits. I found that kind of funny. See, Gwydion and I have a little bit in common. And there's the bridge. There's coming. And there's another church. Oh, they're singing something. What are they singing? Cool. Alright, and now here's a train. This is right here. Right over there. When I ride my bike to the beach, I often have to stop for this train. I mean, not that particular train, but that train crossing. Yeah. I liked the sky. Yeah, this was just a regular old bike ride to the beach. Or no, this was a walk. I was walking. Oh yeah, it says morning walk. This was when I was doing big walking. I should get back into that. Well, it's kind of hot these days, but in the morning it's not bad. It's just the dogs are, like, the closer it is to night, the crazier the dogs are. So that's the only thing. Yeah, this was a nice morning walk. Master Chef, Victoria Bakery, a church, and me in a mirror, looking back at me, not in a mirror. October 8th, got some cows, and a freaky mask, and it's just Majorda. Here we have Captain America. This is in Candolim. A boat called Captain America. There's Pew on the rocks, which is literally Pew standing on some rocks. And Ashwin Beach. Oh, yeah, okay. So this was when we went up to, like, the northern part, like very, very far north in North Goa, and we stayed to see what that area is like. There's a lot of foreigners, a lot of Russians, but not much going on there. I mean, there's, like, not a lot going on. Like, there's not a lot there. But it's full of foreigners. By that I mean white people, basically. Although Russians wouldn't have qualified for that distinction 100 and some odd years ago, would they have? Yeah, there we are. It's a nice selfie of the two of us. And some nice, yeah, the sun and the water and Pew and the blue shirt. Good stuff, good stuff. Oh, here's a video. Yeah, it's nice. Ah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot right there. All right. That was October 19th. Now, October 24th, we're up in Delhi. That was when we were getting my driver's license, which was an ordeal. And that's a painting that I left there. I got it. I liked it when I was in Varanasi. I got that painting. I gave it to Piyu as a gift. But since it's like a painting of the cremation grounds, like, from my standpoint, like being raised by a, like, what was it that Offspring said? A fat middle-class intellectual who happened to be into tantric Buddhism, as he was so fond of calling it. My perception, having been raised by him, of the Ghats many of which is where they cremate people of means along the Ganges, is different from the perception of somebody who grew up attending these rites as the funerals of their loved ones. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if somebody was like, oh, let me put a picture up of Forest Lawn Cemetery with an open grave and a bunch of people crying. Can we put it up in our bedroom? I might be like, can we maybe not? You know what I mean? So we left it. We left it there in Delhi with Navi. It didn't come to Goa with us. But I like the painting nonetheless, so I took a picture of the painting and posted it. And then I went to MT, where I was at the beginning of all this, where I got the... you remember? I went to... where I got the Tibetan flag phone case at the beginning of the year. I went back there on October 24th, and I got this Dorje shirt. And also... had coffee. Yeah, at Majnu Katila. That's the entrance to Majnu Katila, the little Tibet. And there's people decorating for Diwali. Very nice decorations there. There's Small Seal's birthday, November 5th. Remember, Small Seal was born on November 5th, 2018. That's when I got him at Ralph's. And then we kidnapped the maid. And there's Piyu and me and Sarvesh. And she came and stayed with us for 2 months. And yeah, there we are on the airplane. And that was November 9th. So that was after I had successfully passed the driver's test finally. And by then I was doing chicken philosophy. Oh yeah, I started that before we went to Delhi that time. But I did the Arbitel series while I was in New Delhi, and then flew back. Yeah. There's another moth. This one's like very white. November 10th. Happy Diwali. We drove around and took pictures, or I took pictures of brightly lit temples on Diwali. On internet. Fun temples on Diwali. This is getting ridiculous. I always like a good, oddly placed Coke ad. That's a nice shot. Hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man. Then November 13th.
Ah, it's a glowing jellyfish flying in the sky. Why isn't it in the water? Why does it look like that? Ah! Ah!
Edward, they're just ornaments, dude. All right. Yeah, so there's this bridge that was all decorated like that. And there we are driving down it. All right. Yeah, it was nice. It was fun. Next, November 14th, we got some rocks again. Oh, and we got a boat slowly moving. So I want to say Mandalova River or something like that. The river between Reis Magos and Panjim. At that point, it's like opening out into the sea. So it's not. I mean, it is a river, but it's very wide and not moving a whole lot, or at least it doesn't look like it is. And that's a very lit up boat moving along the river, reflecting in the water. It's nice. There's another boat moving along the river. So it's been a good year, I guess. For me, personally, no wars, no bad movies or TV shows. Thank goodness. I do feel for the folks out there for whom there were wars, and still are, and bad TV shows. Okay, that's enough thinking about other people. Back to, yes, what's next? November 18th, another moth was in the kitchen. It's a nice one, isn't it? And November 22nd, there's Piyu and I in front of some palm trees, Sunset at Cabo de Rama, dinner at Fish Cove. That was a fun day. Yeah, that's a nice shot. The palm trees and the sunset, and just a good spot. So there's some little, I'm sure these are cabins you can rent and stay in. I assume, if the owners are smart. Pew and I. This is like some dry brush, so you can tell already. Like if this had been a few months earlier, this whole thing would have been green and possibly underwater. Not underwater, but there's Pew walking. There's the dry brush. And there's the sky and the moon. Little dot in the sky, another moth. Today's moth. That was December 10th. So we're getting up there. December 15th, another moth. It's green, as you can see. And then December 15th, I just randomly decided to... Oh yeah, because I had basically determined that the version that's available right now is the final version. I was adding to it here and there, but then came to the executive decision that it's finished. So I decided to mention it to the world, as I did to you at the beginning of this video. And yes, winter solstice. There's Santa Claus behind us. Yes, let us remember the real meaning of Christmas. To you.
Happy birthday, dear Tiger. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Okay, now he's going to blow out the candle.
5 years old. Okay, Tiger, blow out the candle.
Yeah, that was hidden with his lungs. Blowing out the candle. See, I'm not insane. This is a perfectly natural thing to do. Celebrate the birthday of... See, there's Sarvesh. Alright, there's some glam shots of the tiger with his 5-year birthday cake. Then we've got 5 days ago. When was that? I don't know. 26th, maybe? We went out to a restaurant, went across a bridge. Oh yeah, we went to Fontanas, and I took a picture of that house and that church. There's this place playing some wild ass music. And this was the restaurant that we ate at that night. And this restaurant, our table was literally right on the water. We had to keep moving the table because the tide was coming in, and every 20 minutes the water would be completely underneath our table. So that was fun. Alex Place. And there's a blue building, maybe in Fontanas? I'm not sure. That might have just been a random thing on the side of the road that I liked and decided to take a picture of. And that is the last picture in Instagram. That's the last Instagram post for 2023. Unless I decide to post something between now and tomorrow night. It is currently 6:37 p.m. on December 30th. So there's approximately 17 hours and 23 minutes-ish. No, 27 hours. Anyway, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I hope you enjoyed this silly episode 141 of Gwydion's Astral Coffee House, in which Edward takes over the show. And I'm sure Gwydion will be back next time. And, alright. Happy New Year. Happy holidays from that surreal time in between Christmas and New Year's that's kind of outside of time. And feel free to comment below. Otherwise, wishing you all the best, and peace, and love, and blessings, prosperity, joy, abundance, sex, all that good stuff. May you have it, if you want it, in the new for the whole year, not just at midnight tomorrow night. I mean, both. Why not have both? All three, really. Okay, I guess that's it. I will go ahead and stop recording now and do something else. Probably edit this thing for like a day and a half.